Good evening, friends. Welcome back to Dozen Cats Wellness Tarot. It is Monday, September the 30th. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great start of your week and a great Monday. Hi, MK Karen. How you doing, love? Good to see you. I am knackered, friends. I am so tired. Um, for about the last month or so, I've got my days and nights mixed up, which is something that happens to me often because I don't sleep well because of my anxiety. But anyways, we don't need to get into that. But finally, I had an excellent sleep last night. So impressed. I went to sleep around 9 o'clock and I woke up at 5:30 this morning. I've been going all day long. So I'm tired, but in a good way, right? Like the way that you're supposed to be tired. So, yay. It's good to see you too, my friend. Hi, Fatima. So, welcome everybody. For those of you that are watching now, and for those of you that will watch, excuse me, sorry, on the replay, I just literally had my dinner. We had ravioli. So good. Not homemade, by the way. But anyway, so tonight is our fourth and final episode of Turning Over a New Leaf. And I just want to thank everybody before we get into it for, being on this journey with me, because sometimes when you have these ideas, or I have these ideas that pop into my head, they don't always resonate, or they don't always work out the way that they're intended. And so far, this one is going pretty much as expected. And so I just appreciate your support. So, just a quick recap, right? When we started, week number 1 was about our arc, right? If we were the author of our own book and we were the main character in that book, we created an arc for ourselves, right? That is where the author creates obstacles and challenges that the reader is, fascinated by. And we watch that main character take that journey. And so if we were thinking about our own arcs, what are some of the lessons that we've learned from the past? What are some of the achievements, right? The things that we know that work, the things that we know that don't work, and the questions that we still have. And then in week 2, we talked about taking inspired action. And what does that mean? Well, inspired action is a feeling, right? It's things that we're passionate about, things that speak to us, things that maybe we don't even understand why we're attracted to, right? And then in week 3, we talked about our inner desires, which again is connected to things that we're passionate about. So here we are in week 4. Now, the whole phrase turning over a new leaf is something that started in the 1600s, and it references paper, right? When we turn to a clean sheet of paper, right? Fresh start, new start, wiping the slate clean, all of those things. So what we're doing here, friends, hopefully you can see this, right? We've built a situation where if we were looking at a roadmap, right? If we were journaling, if we were in therapy and we were like, okay, why do I always behave this way? Why do I always do this thing? Why am I always attracted to that kind of situation, right? Why do I get derailed? Why do I feel confused? All of those kinds of things can be figured out through this sort of journey that we've been on, right? By figuring out the lessons from the past, what works, what doesn't, bringing them forward, taking inspired action. So those things that really resonate with us and those things that really speak to us, right? And applying those. Well, the final step is ourselves. It starts here, right here, right here. So we all know all of the selves is what I'm calling it, right? The self-love, the self-care, the self-confidence, the self-esteem, the self-worth, right? The self-discipline, the self-discovery, the self-reflection. We know all of the selves. And all of those selves help us to figure out who we are, what we need, and put us on a path that brings about our best self, right? Hi, Pooja. Thank you, MK Karen. I love you right back, my friend. So tonight we're going to go through a couple of just things about the selves, and then we're going to do a spread that I created a really, really long time ago, how to connect with your higher self. Because that's when we open up that communication between our heart, our head, and the thing that we're maybe not so sure about, right? It's when that connection and that spirit, that inner wisdom, and all of those things start to flow together to give us answers, to give us guidance, to give us encouragement, right? So, some notes that I have taken because I love my notes. Friends, I have sticky notes on my computer and I don't know what I would do without them. So, self-love. It is the starting point for all love, so they say. And I should say, before we get started, this is for entertainment purposes only. It is an act of self-compassion and acceptance, right? Being aware of our own worth and determination to be able to prioritize it and to be able to protect it, right? Self-care is about taking action and doing things that take care of our physical, our mental, and our emotional health. So the two of them, self-love and self-care, work together, like they're connected, but they're vastly different, right? And I think we often get them confused. Self-love encourages us to take care of ourselves, right? Physically and emotionally, and it helps to protect us from outside influences and situations or people that might diminish our self-worth or make us feel like our self-worth is compromised, right? It helps us to feel good about ourselves and allows us to feel more confident and to make healthier decisions for ourselves. Self-care is about fixing what is out of alignment in our lives, right? The self-love aspect is where it starts, though, because that is the deep knowing that at our core, nothing needs to be fixed. And that's the important bit, right? If we can all remember that line, self-love is that deep knowing that at our core, there's nothing needs fixing. And it's like, I want you to write that down. I want you to look at it every day. And I want you to tell yourself that every single day, right? You are perfect. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. You're not broken. You can tweak, right? You can grow, but you're not broken, so you don't need to be fixed. So now, what builds self-love? Self-love can be developed by getting to know ourselves. While we develop self-compassion by being gentle with ourselves, the process of self-knowledge and self-discovery plays a huge part in what it takes to fall in love with ourselves. I'm going to add a little thing here and say, like I've said this to you guys many times before. My mom I used to say all the time, if you forget who you are, then read your resume. You know, the list of things that you have accomplished in your life. Because we forget, right? Like this is everyday life for us. So we forget. We forget the things that we have done, the things that we have achieved, the things that we have been passionate about, the things that we've embraced, right? Hi, Teresa. Hi, Rossi. Good to see everybody. Thank you for being here. What is the highest level of self-love? The highest form of self-love is having unconditional self-acceptance. And there's Quincy saying yes to that point. Having unconditional self-acceptance involves embracing yourself fully, completely, without judgment or criticism. And that is the thing that is probably the hardest to do, because we have been taught, not only as women, we have been taught by society, we have been taught by magazines and TV shows and generational, like what generation you were born in. Maybe it's your environment, maybe it's your religion, maybe it's your race, a culture, the country that, there's so many different aspects where women are sort of picked apart. The highest form, I'm going to say it again, the highest form of self-love is unconditional self-acceptance, which involves embracing yourself fully and completely without judgment or criticism. Connecting with your higher self is an act of self-love that opens the doorway to the most worthwhile aspects of our life. I thought that last line was beautiful. Connecting with your higher self is an act of self-love that opens the door to the most worthwhile aspects of life. It reminds me, and I'm not trying to minimize that statement by saying this, but it reminds me of the L'Oreal commercial. Remember, like, you're worth it? Or was that Maybelline? Anyways, it doesn't matter. But you guys know the commercial I'm talking about. They used to play on TV all the time when they would, try like different beauty products, and they would say like it's because you're worth it, and we are worth it. Those little investments, whether it be in time or getting your hair done or taking yourself outside or reading a book or playing with the cats or whatever it is, those little investments. We are investing in ourselves, right? We're investing in our maintenance, in our stress levels, in our coping mechanisms, all of those things, right? We are our greatest asset. Quincy's bored apparently. And so self-love is where it all starts. And if we can connect to our higher self through accepting who we are with no judgment or criticism, we're setting ourselves up for the best success, i.e., turning over a new leaf, right? New day, new week, new start. So, does anyone have any questions about that? Quincy, you have to get down, honey, because we don't have room up here for you tonight. Any questions, any comments, anything you want to say, anything you want to share? I'll have to find my other sticky note with my spread on it so I don't forget what it is. You know, because I have a few friends. I have a few. There it is right there. Nothing? Okie dokie. Beautiful, Isadora. I love that. So, this is a spread that I came up with, as I said, a while back, where we connect with our higher selves. If you want a reading, I'm happy to do one for you. Let me know. I have to get some cards out. And the whole reason why we're doing this is because it's a new week, it's a new day, it's a new month. And this is a big month. I don't know how many of you watched the Sunday Oracle Messages reading or today's tarot reading, but they were very much connected, right? This is a massive month, not only in terms of the energy, but just in terms of what happens for most of us in terms of the season changing, right? Everything around us is changing. The time is changing. The environment is changing. You know, we start to eat different foods. The clock even changes, right? This is a massive month. So it's a great time to do some thinking and to connect with your higher self. I think. Just my little opinion for what it's worth. Oh, friends, I don't know. I've got 4 different, very different colored cards out. I don't know if I can do it. Just kidding. All right, so you guys let me know if you want a reading, and we will get those started. I hope that you, so far, have enjoyed this little series. Truly, I love doing these kinds of things because I think that they're important. I learn a lot from them. So I hope that, you know, it makes sense to you guys and it resonates. Just quickly before I forget, I'll be back on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do some October energy readings. And on Friday night at 8 p.m., we have Stephanie from Trillium Tarot joining so that we're going to do that show and tell where she does walkthroughs of different tarot decks. So we're going to talk about some of the decks that she's got, and she's going to show them to you and so on and so forth. Nice. Hi, Amanda. Sure, Isadora, got you. I'm pooped. So you guys can see on the screen, this is the spread right here, right? Higher self, it's the power within. So The first card represents serenity. The second card is your empowerment. The third card is your lesson. And the fourth card is your focus or your faith. Okay. Just a question. So I moved the show from Sunday nights to Monday nights, and the first night I did it, there seemed to be, a good, it seemed to be well received, meaning there was, people here. Not that you guys don't count or not that you don't matter, so please don't take it that way. I hope that this comes across. It's just, it's a lot of work to get the schedule coordinated for a few people. I would rather do this for more people. Is Sunday nights better or is Monday nights better? This is for Amanda, by the way. I'm pulling Amanda's cards. Let me know if you have an opinion about Sundays or Mondays. Hi, Kristen. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Sure, Pooja. Monday's working for you. Okay. You're doing all right, my friend. Doing all right. I had a really good day today. All right. Amanda. So, serenity is going to come from, you've got past life medicine and remembering. So whether that means that there's things that you're still trying to work out, still trying to work through, you're trying to reconcile, or that could mean that there are things that you have done in the past that are important for you to bring forward and implement them in your future journey. But there's a connection there to the past. Hi, JR. It's good to see you, my friend. Your empowerment. You are experiencing a spiritual blossoming, and you did say that, Amanda, that you've been connecting to your higher self recently. So this card is appropriate. Take a new direction and be open to new experiences, which is what you said that you were doing. So that connection to your higher self, right? That self-acceptance and that knowledge that you're learning is really helping you to put the pieces of the puzzles together, whether you recognize it or not. Your lesson, and I love these cards, but I can't say any of these names. I'm so bad at them. Artemis and Brave Spirit. To me, that is, go for it. Don't let anything stand in your way. If you feel drawn to it, if you feel passionate, if you feel, I want to learn more about this, then do it. But use that as like an empowerment sort of, like your super cape, as I like to say. No, there's a feeling that I have, Amanda, of like the knowledge or the understanding that is occurring or is going to occur or has already occurred perhaps is the understanding that you are in total control of how this goes, right? Meaning how you respond, how you react, how you decipher things, how you make sense of things. You are in control of that. I don't know if that resonates or not, but that's what I'm getting. The last one, your focus or your faith, is the fellow travelers. I love this card. Support is all around you. And again, I think that this is speaking also to what you said, that you're working on that connection to your higher self, right? You're really developing a much stronger connection with your spiritual side. And when we do that, what we're doing is we're tapping into that inner wisdom. We're tapping into that knowledge, tapping into our intuition. We're really, exercising that muscle to start to learn to listen to it and let spirit guide us, right? It's not a new concept, but it's like a different viewpoint, right? It's like saying it is one thing, but doing it, like actually doing that, letting that be your guide as opposed to you being your only guide. And when I say you, I mean your logical mind. That makes sense to me what I'm getting from this. So that's what I got for you. Okay, the control, okay. Yep, I got you, JR. All right, so now we're going to go to Isadora. Miss Isadora. If you are here, Miss Isadora. And so I want you guys to really think about this stuff, right? These are the kinds of things that I love. These are things that we can do for ourselves that could be so fundamentally like life-changing, really. And it is the simplest thing. It doesn't cost any money. You know, there's no textbook that you've got to read. There's no exam that you've got to pass. You literally just have to invest in yourself. A little bit of time. That's it. And again, are we not worth it? I say yes. All right, Miss Isadora. You're very welcome, Amanda. I'm glad it makes sense and resonates, my friend. All right, Isadora. Hi, Linda. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. Okay. Isadora's cards are flying. Okay, so we have, for your serenity, Isadora, we have the sacred space and support. So this is the understanding that you have love around you, right? That you are being heard, that you are being acknowledged, that you are being seen, right? Those things, those elements, the people that give those elements to you, whether that be spiritual, actual people, pets, Maybe it's going outside in nature. Maybe it's a therapist, or combination of many, many things. That support makes you feel like you are worthy. The more you feel that love from them, your self-worth is boosted. And that gives you an overall sense of, like, I belong, right? I am part of the wheel, if that makes sense. Your empowerment. I love this for you. Well, I love this for anybody, but I love this for you. Live in this world as a dreamer. Create a future paradise. You're in charge of the painting, of the drawing, of the path, of the formula, of the destination. Like, you're in charge of it, right? So think of it like a recipe, right? Like, you're making a recipe that's been handed down in your family for generation after generation after generation, and all of a sudden, like, you go to make it and you lost the recipe. You probably know it at, like, the back of your hand. And so you add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, like, you put your own spin on it and you make it your own, but still staying true to the recipe and the connection that that has with your family. Do you understand what I mean? You feel disconnected from love, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, that serenity is the support, right? You're like, it's like I've said this many times. Excuse me. I need, or used to need, to know that everyone else around me was happy before I felt like I was happy, right? And that's because I was broken, because something was missing from me. If you remember this sentence, right? Hi, Vivian. So remember this sentence that we said tonight, right? The highest form of self-love is unconditional self-acceptance, which involves embracing oneself fully without any judgment or criticism. So in other words, you don't need anybody to validate you, to empower you, to fulfill you. You are the whole package. You are more than enough. More than enough. Right? It's lovely to have people around you that are supportive and understanding, and we all need that. We all need it. But when we feel like we are not okay if we don't have that, that's when we can do something about that, right? If I love myself enough, I'm perfectly fine whether I'm by myself or whether I'm with a group of people, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Now, here's the interesting part about your reading. And when I say that that's the interesting part, I hope that you hear what this card is saying. Okay? Quincy, you need to get down. Get down, please. Thank you. Look at this beautiful card. We have Athena and Wise Decision. So the lessons are like what we talked about in week 1, right? It is your arc. I want you to think of your arc. Think of the things that you have done in your life, the lessons that you have learned, the situations you've been through, the accomplishments, the back steps, if you view them that way. I want you to really look at who you are and what you've done, where you've been, and how far you've come. Because if you write it out, if you look at it, if you remember it, if you look at pictures of it, you are going to see that you have made good, solid decisions. That you've learned from things, right? You've gained knowledge along the way. You've grown. This time period that you're in is just a challenge. It's just an obstacle, right? You have enough inner wisdom in you, enough intuition and enough inner knowing to know exactly what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how you want that to turn out. So don't lose faith. Don't lose hope, right? The last card, which is your focus and or your faith, is the wise leader, and you are a beacon for others. I know that you're going through a rough patch right now, and I know that this probably sounds like it doesn't make any sense. But until this rough patch that you were going through recently, and I only know that because you shared that here in the chat, you're always the first one in the stream, the first one saying hello, always commenting on the videos. I can't speak for anyone else in your life. I can only speak for my connection with you. And my connection with you is that you are a phenomenal, kind-hearted, compassionate, loving, warm individual, right? You always come in positive and happy and try to be supportive and share and lift others up. You are this wise leader, right? You are that bright light, that beacon for other people. And what's interesting to me is that this is the card that you end with you being the person that others go to. And we started with you needing people to come to you, to be with you. Do you see the growth that has happened between this card and this card? There is that understanding that these people, as much as I love them and I want them around me and I appreciate all the good things that they do and all the things that they do for me, they do not complete me. I complete me. I am enough. If I have these people in my life, this is a bonus. But I don't need them because I am my own beacon of light. And when I shine my light from within, it casts out. And that is what is attracted towards me, right? Like, it makes total sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope it resonates with you. Keep plugging away. It is going to get easier, my friend. And I think that you're doing a phenomenal job. And I send you many, many blessings. Okay. Pooja is up next. Okay, good. Sometimes when, like I used to view myself as a people pleaser, and there was a point in my life when I loved being a people pleaser. It brought me so much joy because it always worked out. And then all of a sudden it didn't. And it seemed like every time I tried to do something which I thought was kind or was, good or nice of me or whatever you want to call it, it went to heck in a handbasket in a hurry. And then I would beat myself up and I would get upset, and it was like a whole thing. And I really had to like figure out like where is this need coming from? I did not like myself. It's like people that use humor to cover up sadness, right? So I can't love myself, so I'm going to love everybody else, and because then they'll be happy, then I'll be happy because I'm near them. That's not how it works. It took me a long time to figure that out. I don't think that that's who you are, but I think right now you're feeling like isolated, or like you're standing over here and everyone else is over here. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how I think you're feeling right now. You got to give yourself a giant hug, my friend, and do some serious self-acceptance. All right, so this is for, sorry, I just lost my brain here for a minute. This is for Pooja. Pooja. Aw, dear, that's nice. Ba-da-dum. Yep. And you can't. When I say you can't do it all on your own. You know, I am speaking from my own personal journey. I am not speaking about anyone else. And this is difficult to admit. It makes me really emotional because I am fully aware now of how much pain I caused so many people who loved me. But I wasn't ready to accept that I was as messed up as I was, as broken as I was. In other words, you can't help those who are not aware that they need the help that you feel that they do, right? Sometimes you have to worry about yourself before you can worry about other people. Like, you tried. They're not willing to accept or to agree or whatever the right phraseology is. Now it's time for you to, deal with you and let them know that when they're ready, that you'll still be there for them. All right, Miss Pooja, here we go. So your serenity is, could I have picked a better card for you, Pooja, really? Family. Your family is your joy. Your family is your everything, right? Not just the moments that you spend with them, but the connections that you have with them, right? The ties to your family. I think your family is your everything. Your empowerment. It says, a new strategy is required. Find the path to love and happiness. Your empowerment is it's sort of like the opposite of what Isadora was saying. She was like what she was trying to do, right? Not that you're trying to deal with dysfunction. I don't know if you are or not. But you're trying to what's the word I'm looking for? You're trying to Take every consideration that is given to you, every piece of advice, every offer of help. I don't want to upset anybody. I'm trying, like, you're literally trying to take everyone's things into consideration. And that's wonderful. That is commendable. But I feel like there's some confusion now that has caused you, right? I don't know how to do all of those, like all of that, and still make me happy at the same time. So you need to figure out a way for you to move forward that speaks to you, that resonates with you. And I think that the understanding, if that's the right word, will be like a light bulb going off to you when you recognize or realize, or when you arrive at the destination, that if I am happy, then everyone else around me will be happy, right? In order for you to make everyone around you happy, you've got to do what is best for you. And I don't know that you take yourself into consideration as often as you should. And I think the empowerment part is really listening to yourself. What is it that Pooja wants? Right? I guess what I'm trying to say in short form is that you may feel like you're spinning your wheels sometimes, like you're not making any progress, you're not getting to where you need to be or where you thought you would be. And I think that's because you get sidetracked by all these other, suggestions and people making comments and whatever, right? Your empowerment comes from, you're a smart girl, you got a good head on your shoulders, you know exactly what you need to do. Listen to it, right? Your lesson is the Star Maiden and rest. So to me, this is, like you just said, sometimes I listen to what other people are saying and then regret. You just gotta, like, put some boundaries up and say, like, enough is enough, right? Like, I can only take in so much. Does that make sense? In other words, what I'm trying to say is this. You could phone me up and say, Kelly, I really need to talk. And I'd be like, okay. Now, if I just sat here and went, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm not influencing you at all. I'm just being a good friend, right? You are coming to all your decisions and all your conclusions all on your own, because I'm not giving you any feedback. I'm not giving you any input. I have not tried to sway you in one direction or the other. Now, if you phone me up and I was like, oh, well, what about this and what about that? And you said this and you said that. Oh, well, when I did that, this happened to me. You get off the phone and you're more confused than you were when you got on the phone in the first place, possibly, right? So I think the rest is, sort of turning that off, turning the volume down on it a little bit. Lots of people can offer opinions. Doesn't mean that you have to take it, right? Your focus or your faith. We have great adventure. Take a risk and venture forward. This is about believing in yourself. That saying, no harm, no foul, nothing ventured, nothing ventured, nothing lost. It's that kind of vibe, right? It's having belief and having hope. See, here's the thing that I don't like the word mistake. I don't like the word regret. Everything happens for a reason. We may not understand the reason, but I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. And I am here because of many different things. And if I'm gone tomorrow, or if I'm here in 5 more years, This time that we have spent together and what this has done for me, for you, for us together, I wouldn't give two craps about any of it. I couldn't sustain it. I couldn't show up if I didn't feel it, you know? If it didn't make a difference. I believe in this. I believe in what we're doing here. I believe in the connection that we're building. I believe in the, you know, the connections. I already said that the supportive sort of thing that we're building here, right? The foundation that we're building. It's important. And I can't speak for anybody else. I know I can only speak for myself. I know how it makes me feel. I know the difference that it's made in my life. I am a completely different person than I was when I started this. And back then I thought I was doing great. So now today I think I'm doing amazing, right? And that's kind of how I live my life at this stage of my life. That if it makes me feel something, if it puts a smile on my face, if it brings me joy, I am in. 110% I am in. And I sort of feel that with that card for you, Pooja. Right? Okay, Quincy, you're starting to upset me. Get down. Get down. Get down. Thank you. Pooja says, yes, sometimes I listen to what other people are saying and then regret. Same thing happened when I called a friend and the conversation made me more confused than before. Yep. All right. JR is next. Let me know if I missed anybody. If I did, I apologize. Let me know. And I still have time to do your reading. JR. You're very welcome, Pooja. You know, this thing that we're talking about tonight, this self-love, the acceptance of who we are without judgment or criticism, speaks to me, speaks volumes to me. Now, you guys all know, because I've shared with you ad nauseum, you know, what I've been through and what I struggled with and how I beat myself up and I was my own saboteur, etc., etc., etc. How I was chasing that feeling of contentment and didn't even realize that I'd already achieved it. I was so busy trying to get back to where I was that I forgot where the hell I was going. I wasn't listening at all to anything that myself was saying to me. I wasn't listening to my heart at all. Most of the time, I wasn't even listening to my head, if I was being honest. I was just reacting based on fear and because I felt like I was losing control. No matter what your reason is, everything's perfect in your life. Or you have some things that you want to work on. Whatever spectrum or side you're on, there is always room to love yourself more, right? This doesn't mean that you're falling apart or that things are bad in your life. It just means that you want to pay attention to yourself and tell yourself, you know what? You're all right, kid. You're okay. And what the heck is wrong with that? Because again, are you not worth it? You know, all of these things are meant to make you think. They're not meant to fix anything necessarily. I mean, if they do, great. But they're made to make you think. To spark a conversation within yourself. Feel something. That then you can take some inspired action. And hopefully the path forward is just a little bit easier. There is literally some pep in your step, as I like to say, right? That's what this is all about. All right. For JR, my dear friend, here you go. Your serenity is, look at that beautiful heart. And it is a mosaic. Someone was bound and determined to make me cry, and this is probably the one that's going to do it. Your serenity now is that you've, found all your pieces, right? And you put your pieces back together, and there's a feeling of peace and hope and belief in that, because even though you may still feel broken at times, or you may still, look back there and think, what the hell was that? Or you may fear, because it's easy to slide backwards, right? You may fear, oh my God, I could break again. What you don't realize, and literally I was just saying this about my own self, literally what you don't see or what you don't realize is how beautiful you have become now. Forever changed, but even more beautiful than before. Because you, just like I feel with this card, trying to get the old you back. The new you is phenomenal. The old you is fantastic too. But the new you is even better because of what you've been through, what you've learned, right? What you've accomplished. Your empowerment, look at that. Follow the path of your soul. Do not allow anyone or anything to stop you. This is about control. Meaning, you are in control of you, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotion, your journey, your decisions, your relationship, your connections, your networking. You're in control of all of it. Not fear. Not fear. You are in control. Your lesson is, and I cannot say this name, I'm so sorry, but it is such a stunning card. Inner strength. We forget how strong we are. We forget what we're capable of. We forget the things that we've already been through, the challenges that we have overcome, the obstacles that we have leapt over. You know what I mean? We forget that we are resilient. We forget that we have that inner strength that has like Superman capabilities, you know? So put your super cape on. Remind yourself of your super cape. Get to know your super cape. Like picture it in your mind. And when you're going to do something that you know that makes you nervous or upsets you or maybe even triggers you, imagine yourself putting that super cape on and go, you know what? I got this. I got this. I got this. I got this. Imagine the freedom that will give you the next time that you go into a situation that is making all those things go off. And you say to yourself, you know what? No, not this time. No, because you know what? I'm in control of this. I decide who, I decide how, I decide when, etc. And you go and you do. And you come out. Or you return or you come back or whatever. You're finished. And you say, wow, that was awesome. Imagine how amazing you're going to feel. But here's the thing. You've already done that like a million times. But we forget. We forget all of the good stuff. We forget all of the achievements and all of our little successes and all of the good things we forget, right? We don't focus on the positive stuff. We only ever focus on the negative stuff, right? The one bad thing, the one hair out of place, the one bad day. Oh my God, that's what because that's what we do as human beings, most of us anyway, right? Channel your inner strength. Use that as a super sort of cape to help guide you. Your last card is your focus or your faith, and you have first light, beginning a new cycle. I mean, hello. Can we just say, thank you, Spirit? Not only for an awesome card for JR, but also when we started this 4-part series 4 weeks ago about turning over a new leaf, it is literally about a fresh start, a new cycle, right? A clean sheet of paper is what that phrase refers to. And this is the last reading, the last card of the last reading of the last episode. And we have beginning a new cycle. That is phenomenal. I mean, seriously, thank you, Spirit. I mean, I'm like loving that. I don't. That's beautiful. I mean, and that's what I'm saying, JR. Like, when you do something and you walk out of there and you're like, wow, look at, like, I can't believe I did that. And you're like, when you think about it, you're like, that was a piece of cake. I don't even know what I was so stressed about. I don't know what I was upset about. I don't know what I was concerned about. It was fine. Don't walk away and forget that it was fine, right? Remember that it was fine. That is your super cape for the next time. Do you know what I mean? I love that, JR, that you're in a place that you've only dreamed of. And yes, I mean, listen, no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through, a journey of, self discovery or healing, it's challenging. And it can create all kinds of chaos, bring things up that you're aware of and things that you're not. And I mean, all manner of things can go all manner of ways. But man, you're doing it. You're putting in the work, you're putting in the effort because you care about you. You're listening to your heart, trying to find your way. You're looking for your compass. That's so incredible, and it deserves so much credit. And for those of us that are walking those journeys, we beat ourselves up on the daily, if not on the hourly in some people's cases, right? We forget how far we've already come. And those moments are the important ones, right? Because they give us the fuel to keep going. Absolutely, Isidore. Well said, my friend. Because that's exactly what it is, right? I mean, that's what we do here. And that's why I keep coming back. Oh, thank you, JR. That means so much to me. I'm so incredibly proud of you. I know it's not been easy for you. But my God, you are a true inspiration, my friend. A true inspiration. And I'm happy to be a part of your journey in any small way. That really means an awful lot to me. Thank you so much. All right, friends. So, I said I was going to cry, right? Speaking, let's just chat for a minute, shall we? Because I don't like to leave when I'm in tears. Do you guys realize that in another month, I will have had this channel for 3 years? November the 7th. 3 years. There really aren't words that I can think of, to be honest, to adequately express the impact of these last 3 years and what it has done, what it has meant, what I hope it continues to do. Hi, Joan. How are you, love? It's good to see you. It's been such a journey. Such a journey. And I don't even know. Honestly, like, I feel like I want to say I'm grateful, but that doesn't sound like a big enough. Like, I need to be more grateful. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just. I am so incredibly proud of the environment that together we have created, because this isn't just about me. This is about, because it doesn't work with just me. I mean, it requires all of us, right? Like you guys and me, of course, Spirit. And I'm so incredibly proud of the environment that we have created. I think that that's the thing that I feel the most strongly about. When I think about, and again, I'm gonna like cry my eyes out. Sorry, you guys. It's just one of those days. What can I say? When I think about the amount of times that someone has come into this chat and shared, their stuff, trusted me and everyone else in the chat with that. I'm not entirely sure how to articulate this, but I don't know how or why that came to be. But I feel incredibly honored, privileged, blessed, grateful that I get to sit here and give whatever message Spirit has for you, if that's what you've asked for. And also to play some small part in it, whether I'm just, the chat is open and y'all are chatting with each other, or we're having a chat like we're having now, or we're doing a thing like what we were talking about, earlier. It's an incredible blessing to sit and to watch people heal and explore that whole journey. And I don't know, I it's like I want to say, like, I don't know how I got so lucky to be the one chosen to be a part of that, but I mean, because, like, who am I, right? And when I think about it, like, when I came here, like, I never intended to throw cards and learn how to read tarot, and I didn't know that I had a connection to spirit. Like, I didn't know, none of this was planned. This is all just, like, happening, right? And it just blows my mind, truly. I mean, in a good way, not in a bad way. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Yeah, it's just it's incredible, truly incredible, truly incredible to be on any kind of self-discovery journey, whether it takes you 5 minutes or 5 months or 5 years or longer. It's an incredible thing to be on and to witness, like, especially in real time. It's like I'm like, I don't know, it's like I'm some sort of, like, technical advisor on a movie set. It's very sort of surreal to me. Oh, thanks, Isadora. I appreciate that, my friend. You guys, and when I say you guys, I'm talking about all of my subscribers. provided me with such a sense of love and encouragement and support. I have always been a person that is pretty much an open book. But it's not easy to sit here and to say, hi, my name's Kelly and I'm broken. Especially because I'm a Leo, so that's not really a Leo way to do things, right? But from day one, everybody was so encouraging and accepting. There was no judgment, no criticism. I mean, there was some judgment, some criticism along the way, I'm not going to lie. But for the most part, everybody was very open and understanding. And I couldn't sit here and do what we do here at Dozen Cats and not share. Because it might not make sense if I didn't. Do you know what I mean? And as I've always said since day one, the whole reason why I wanted to do this was because I didn't want anyone else to ever feel the way that I did. Lost, alone, that no one understood, no one cared, no one was listening, no one knows how to support me, all of the things, right? I didn't want anyone to feel that way. And if I could play some small part to make it not be that way for you, I thought it was important for me to do that, right? It was my way of thanking all the people that helped me, by paying it forward in a small sort of way. But this thing has taken on a life of its own. Like I never dreamed, I never imagined that it would get to where it has been and gone the way that it's gone. Like that part was a surprise. That still catches me off guard from time to time, but I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. By the way, I did see Jessica Lynn pop in here earlier when I was scrolling up and down just now. And I did not say hi. So Jessica, if you're still out there, hi. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you. Excuse me, when you first popped in. Yeah. There's things that we do in our life, right, that we can be proud of, to be a part of. And I'm not proud because I, did something to make this happen. I'm proud that I'm a part of making this possible, meaning I turn on the camera and you guys all do the thing. You know what I mean? By sharing and chatting and supporting each other. And I just love it. Good night, Linda. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Blessings to you. So, with that being said, I am a tired camper. So, as I said in the beginning, if you missed it, last night, my friends, was the first night that I have had like an 8-hour sleep in probably a month. And it felt absolutely incredible. I went to sleep at like 9 o'clock and I woke up at 5:20 and I was like, woohoo. I've been up ever since. Like I didn't have a nap or anything. I've been going all day doing laundry and stuff and I'm just so knackered. Just like, whoops. But I too am trying to turn over a new leaf. Today, not that anyone cares, but I changed all my bedding around. See, I got a new bedspread and everything, and I changed all that around. And I was doing like laundry, like blankets and towels and, bedding and stuff. Um, just doing things like that, trying to keep myself busy and keep myself occupied because I don't move around enough, and that's got to stop. Yesterday, I sat outside and I read my book, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Um, and because it was a busy week last week, my husband had inventory, so he was working all weekend and late every night. It was our 20th wedding anniversary last Wednesday, which is incredible. I am so blessed, so grateful. And yeah, just yes, JR, right? Good night, Fatima. Thank you, my friend, for being here. I appreciate you always. Blessings to you. Um, yeah, it's just been a busy couple of weeks. But, anyways, so I had a really good night's sleep, and I hope to maintain that for the rest of the week. It's so easy for me to get myself like all mixed up with my days and nights because I don't normally sleep well. I never really have. Um, I usually operate on 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, which is not great. Um, and so I had a really good day. Like for the first time, like I said, in probably a month, if not longer, I woke up feeling like actually awake, and it's just a great way to start off the day. And it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, right? The leaves are blowing. It was great temperature outside, and I just had a really really good day. And this is a great way to finish it. Spending some time with you guys and having lovely readings and an awesome chat and feeling all the feels. And so I thank you, truly. There's Austin. Awesome, Austin. 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 Yeah. Do you see the connection? No. Austin. He's like, do not embarrass me. I don't know what his deal is. He does not like this camera. It's like he knows it's on. Austin, what are you doing, bud? Come see mommy. Oh, you're so handsome. Come over here. Come. Austin, come. Come. He's like, nope. It's like he knows. Like, he's looking everywhere but where he needs to look. Come here, bud. Come see mommy. Hey. Hello? Come here. He's like, what's changed? Everybody's watching you, bud. You okay? Hey, you gonna have a little snoozers? See the look I just got? Like, lady, listen, leave me alone. He's my bestest friend, this one right here is. I mean, he's a cat, right? So. It's so funny because if the camera wasn't on, he would be like over here. What? Don't do it, Austin. By the way, I have the patio door open just enough for him to get his head through, which I probably should not have done. I should have closed it more. Because we do have raccoons and skunks that, like, I don't know, it was about 2 weeks ago when I heard something on the door, and I was like, what was that? It was a giant raccoon is what it was. Oh, have you, Amanda? Yeah, he's big and he's fluffy and he's wonderful. Um, his nose is at a little out of joint because of Rosie today. I got these guys, the cats, a little toy, um, and Rosie decided that she wanted the toys. So every time they were trying to play with their toys, she was stealing them. And so that sort of did not go over well. So Austin's a little put out. But yes, he does like the new bedspread. He's making it his own. After I made the bed, I came in here and like all three of them were laying on it, and I'm like, thank you. Thank you for christening the bedspread. I seen you looking at me. Did you guys see that? Rosie is a pain in the bum, is what she is. I love her to bits, but she is so needy. And it's funny, yesterday I actually said to my husband that I don't know what I don't remember what happened specifically, but she reacted in a good way to something that one of us did. I don't know if I was doing something in the office, like someone came into the room where she was and she went like crazy happy, right? Jumping up and down and licking you all over and kissing you and going crazy. And I said to my husband, it's been 2 years since she's been with us in it'll be 2 years in February, so like a year and 3/4. And I don't leave, you guys know that. I'm with her every day, all the time. And she still is so upset when someone leaves and then comes back, right? You can still see the anxiety in her, which really makes you wonder what in the heck she went through in her short little time with whoever she was with originally. Like those wounds are deep is my point. And she's just such a, like, she's a love hog, an attention hog, you know what I mean? Like she wants everyone to be in the room at all the time, like all the time, all together. She doesn't want, I mean, even if like I'm in the kitchen, she will come and sit on the rug in the kitchen. Like she doesn't like it if she can't see you. So, hi Gypsy JJ. How are you doing, love? The blessing of the bedspread, right? So, that's what I mean by that she's a pain in the bum. But it does it breaks your heart, right? Knowing that like she's so young, but she's already been here for a year and 3/4, and she still has that trauma attached to her of like she's going to be left, or that someone's going to hurt her, not love her, or something of what one of those kind of things. Where are you going, bud? Hey, come here. Come here. Austin, come. Come here. Austin. So he stopped, and then he went. And he doesn't normally ignore me like that. I swear, I'll shut this camera off and I'll call him and he'll come right over. If I had food, he'd be here in a heartbeat. Honestly. cats. Who needs them? No, just kidding. He's never liked the camera. Never, ever, ever liked the camera. Quincy's been a pain in the bum ever since I started the channel with the camera. Chewing on my hair. Very first night that I went on to Allie's channel before I even started my channel, I was sitting in the chair and waiting for Allie to meet me backstage, and Quincy sort of jumped up and was chewing on my hair, and I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. This is going to go well. I was so incredibly nervous. Obviously, I'd never done anything like that before. And my cat was chewing on my hair. What are you going to do? Such is life. Right? Joan, we were just showing everyone the new bedspread. It was a great deal, by the way. So we have this store here in Canada called Giant Tiger. It's like I guess if you guys were to comparable, would be like Big Lots in the States, right? And we call it the GT Boutique as a sort of, you make it sound a little more posh than it really is. But anyhow, got the comforter, 2 pillow shams. Over there you can see, where is it? Right there is like a toss cushion and a blanket for like $40. I was very impressed. So it matched my room perfectly with the beige and the blue. Although once I got it in here, it looks more white. But anyways, it's all good. So I thought, why the heck not? Oh, yesterday I bought a wreath for the front door. I don't know why I just did that. Like, you guys don't know what a wreath is. I bought a wreath for the front door. And a mum, the plant, the mum, and new doormat. So we have this bird that's taken up residence in the front of our house, right above our front door. Oh my god, you guys, it's like taking my everything not to like lose my control with this bird. You cannot walk in or out of the door without walking into a bug or a spider or a spider web or just stuff that's falling out of the nest, because it's literally right above the front door. And my husband keeps saying he's going to build her something like some kind of house situation so that we can sort of help her not drop stuff in front of us. Like, honestly, our door looks like we live in a cave because it's completely covered in bugs and straw and spiders, and it's so nasty. Anyway, so the whole front is just, I don't even want to go out there. Like, it's just like yuck. So I was like, we have to like do a little something to like spruce up the front of the house. And so I bought a wreath. As one does. I have no idea what kind of bird it is. It's got wings, that's all I know. I've not really even seen the bird. I know the nest is there. I've seen the nest, right? And the cat sitting and they have a cat tree in the window in the kitchen. excuse me, and they look at every morning. It's a thing. We open up the door or the window, and they all sit there and watch it. And she talks to them, right? And cats are chirping away, wanting to eat her. It's a whole situation. But anyway, it's gotten out of hand. So, well, all right, can I be honest? Like, we've only been here 5 years, and as most of you know, we have redone the whole entire house. We painted the outside, it's a brand new front door, so, it's a brand new deck. I mean, 5 years old, or 4.5 years old, or 4 years old, depending on what you're looking at. But like, we put a lot of work in, a lot of effort in to see it look like crap within such a small amount of time is kind of upsetting. So I was actually trying to talk my husband into painting the door. Fingers crossed. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on that. I want to paint the front door. But anyway, so I bought this wreath, right? And my husband said, I said, so what do you think of the wreath? And he said, it's a little like dull. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, like, it's all green. I said, I know, I need to get some paint. I'm going to paint. And he's like, why would you buy a wreath that you have to like do work to? And I'm like, I was trying to buy another wreath and I couldn't get it. And I was back and forth and hemmed and hawed because honestly, like, I'm not paying $60 for a wreath to hang on my door for a month. Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me logically. Especially if it's going to have all of the bird stuff all over. Anyways, so I bought a cheaper one that I liked. I just needed to tweak up the color. So, total investment, $22. I'm happy with that. Our house is like a gray color with like a blue kind of hint to it, or hue. And so I'm thinking of like a dark blue, almost sort of similar to that right there, like a midnight navy, right? Or we could go like a this color, like a steely gray with a blue hue to it. Oh, Christmas bulbs are our thing. So every year, for the 20 years that we've been married, plus the years before we were married, my husband does something different every year for Christmas. Every year for Christmas, he does something different. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know whether we're going to have garland and bows, or wreaths, or lights, or combination of all of those things, or whatever. So, yeah, dark blue, absolutely. There are pine cones on this wreath and all the debris for the birds. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Jared. Definitely. I mean, listen, I don't want to hurt the bird or whatever. I know exactly why she's up there, because it's safe. And she can stay up there, but I just don't want the crap falling, right in front of my door. So if we can sort of build her a little bit of a house and make sort of a wall and an entrance for her, I think that will be better. So basically what it is we have like a little awning sort of thing, right over top of the front door. So, you know, if it's raining or snowing or whatever, you don't get wet when you're locking or unlocking the door or coming in or out. And so she's made a nest up there. And so we put a piece of wood to sort of give her more room for the base. Because, I mean, it was really bad when that wasn't there. But now she's gotten comfortable and it's like, you know, she got a 1-bedroom apartment. And now she wants a 3-bedroom. You know what I mean? So she's expanding and it's like everywhere. So, yeah, like a stormy dark blue. Absolutely, Amanda. I can see it. And I'm looking forward to it. By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen. So I'm going to expand my camera for a second. And you guys can see. I also did this. I don't know if you guys noticed. And you see my dinner plate. It's right there. How gross. You can't really see. See over here on my shelves? All my shelves are different. Let's see. If I stand up and move the camera around, you might be able to see it better. Oh. Avert your gaze, friends. Avert your gaze. You guys see? All of that is different. Yeah, you can't see over there very well. Yeah, it's all different. When I said I literally just had my dinner, I wasn't kidding. Oh, no, it's too far over this way. Sorry, guys. I apologize. It was just squatter. Oh, it's still not right. I'll have to fix it after. But anyways, yeah. So I just you know, changed some stuff around. And well, I have a lot of books, right? And I have a lot of tchotchkes. You guys know I love my tchotchkes. Just changed my living room around too. Got all my Thanksgiving stuff out because, of course, our Thanksgiving is coming up in like 2 weeks. So, you know, I had the green stuff out. So now I've just added some rust and like a amber colored glass. I have a pillow that has like rust colored flowers, gold flowers on it. I have a I have some of the green stuff still out. So it's like a combination of green, gold, and like sort of like, you know, like burnt orange kind of color. And I love it. Yeah, I don't know, Jer. I have no idea. I think if we build her like a house, that there's a better chance that she'll be there because she's safe there, right? Like nothing can get up there really and get her, so she's safe up there. So yeah, so I just changed that all around, and I'm very excited about it because it looks lovely. Can't wait for Thanksgiving. You guys are gonna laugh at me when if I'm gonna share. So I'm in the sharing mood. So months ago, months ago, you guys, like months ago, I bought stuff for like after Thanksgiving, the period of time between Thanksgiving and when you would start decorating for Christmas, which would be like the 1st of December for us, right? And I have been so excited. I cannot wait to put it out. You know how I change the living room colors around all the time, right? And I've been so excited. And it's like I can't wait because it's finally here. So I bought a pillow And that's what started the whole thing. I don't normally buy pillows, I buy pillow covers. But this time I bought this pillow. So it's like a white, like a winter white, and like a tea color, and then like a latte color, and then black. But it's like a plaid. Beautiful. Anyways, so then I went crazy and I bought other pillows and stuff to go with it, right? And bought all this like amber glass, which I love. And then I got some black stuff to go with it. Anyways, I can't wait to put it out. Like so I'm super excited because Thanksgiving is coming. So after Thanksgiving, then I can put this stuff out. It's got this whole like modern sort of like cottage feel to it to me anyway. And so I'm like super excited. Listen, do you know how many colors I've decorated my, like when I say decorated, I mean like, accent stuff. My living room and kitchen this year. So we started off with navy blue and white, which is, like January, right? Then we went to, I think I had that up for quite a while, actually. Then we went to pink, which is like cherry blossoms for like, the beginning of spring. Then I wanted another color, but I couldn't decide between purple, teal, and oh my God, what was the other color? Oh, and like a really light French blue. And so I did all three. So then I had purple, then I had teal green, then I had French blue, then I did green. Now we have the rust and the green and the gold. Then we'll go to this brown and black sort of vibe. Then after that, we'll do Christmas. And by the way, can I just share with you that prior to that, I have a whole yellow vibe that I just didn't do this year because I was like, I've run out of time. I mean, you got to leave it sit there for a bit. You know what I mean? So I did do the yellow this year. Hi, Sharon. Welcome. Yeah, but the readings are closed now, love. We've been here for almost 2 hours. We're just chatting. That bites, HR. My grandmother's birthday was Christmas Day, and I can't remember how old I was when she told me that. She never had, an individual birthday present. It was just like her Christmas present. And so once her grandkids were old enough to understand what that meant, then we made Christmas really special for her every year, and then we would throw up birthday decorations at midnight. No matter where she was, we would all go to wherever she was, and then do like birthday for her because she never had her own birthday. So we tried to like make up for it in her later years. I love color. I love creativity and playing with color. Like I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, but I love color. Not on me, but around me. But I'm very pernickety about the way that I do it. Like I don't make any sense. So Sharon, I'm sorry. I would love to accommodate, but we're just closing out at this point. I've been here for, like I said, for almost 2 hours. So feel free to come back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be here, and we can take your question then, okay? Oh, so that's why you're so connected to Thanksgiving? Got it. That makes sense. All right, friends. When is your Thanksgiving again? It's like November something, right? Well, you know what's funny, Amanda, is like, you know how like even I color coordinate my cards, right? You guys know that. I tell you all the time. Or if I haven't said it or you haven't caught that I've said it, you should recognize, and from now on pay attention to that in the pre-recorded videos. All of my cards are color coordinated. Like tonight, I literally said I've got 4 different color cards and it's killing me. But there is a theme that goes. So you've got the blue one that's got a little bit of gold in it, right? Then you've got the red one that's got a little bit of gold in it. Then you've got the orange one that's got a little bit of gold in it. And then you've got the purple one that's got the gold trim around it. So there is a wee bit of a theme. But yeah. The 3rd Thursday of the month in November. Yeah, that's just way too close to Christmas for my liking. I like that we have it in October and then we get like some time. It's just a weird thing, Amanda. I don't know why I do it. It's not like my closet is color coordinated or anything. I don't know where it comes from. I think whatever. Who knows? Anyways, friends, I'm gonna let you go. I love you lots, and I thank you for spending part of your night with me. It really does mean the world to me. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, leave a comment under the video. We've got to get this channel moving, friends. Got to get some more peeps here. I'll be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern doing October energy readings, and then on Friday at 8 p.m. with Stephanie from Trillium Tarot, we're doing like a show and tell. Yes. I totally should have been Amanda. All right, from me to you, I wish you many blessings. You guys have a great week and stay safe. And of course, send all of your blessings and prayers to all of the people that are affected by the horrible, horrific weather situation caused by Hurricane Helene. Of course, our thanks and our love and our appreciation and our prayers go out to all the first responders and all the people that are doing everything they can to get everybody back up and running and, get them safe and secure. I heard on the news today that they've got power crews coming in from different countries. Canada's got some people going there to help restore power lines and stuff, as well as other countries. And so, just when we think that, everything is nasty and, there's so much political yuckiness, we have a situation that is catastrophic, and, people come together and, join forces and try to help. And it's a horrible, horrible reason for it to happen. But it's the one thing that we can hold on to. You know what I mean? It's the one thing that makes it palatable, Oh yeah, it's just, I mean, the images are horrific. I can't imagine. I mean, there was a news report that I was listening to today, just briefly, from some very small town. I believe it was in North Carolina, where they said that the highway has been basically washed out or washed away. And there is no way to get in or out of this town. So, of course, how do supplies come in, or rescue efforts, etc.? If the roadways, like, there's no way to get into this town, obviously, they'll have to work on that. But I mean, you just think about that, and that's like devastating, right? Just it's been absolutely awful. But our thoughts and our prayers and all of our healing energy goes out to all parties, doing everything that they can, to help, bring people to safety and make sure that they're okay. I watched the White House press briefing today, and that was interesting from a Canadian's perspective, because I don't know what FEMA is, other than I know that when disasters happen, FEMA is usually sent out. But this person was there speaking about, like, what happens when a natural disaster takes place and these kinds of resources are required. And she was very well spoken and made it really easily understandable. And I was amazed at all of the services going out, which actually made me feel slightly relieved for all of the things that I've now heard about on the news, that there is relief coming to them, in very short order. So that does help a little bit, right? When you feel sort of helpless in a situation like that, and I think that I think they said that President Biden was going there, I think Wednesday or Thursday, if it was safe to do so. He doesn't want to go and take resources away from the rescue efforts. Because, like, for example, when his plane goes in to land, all air traffic is stopped. So he doesn't want to take away any resources from the rescue effort. So he's going to wait. But yeah, it's wonderful to see the world, coming together, and so many countries coming to help and to assist and help out where they can, for sure. Yeah, it looked terrible on some of the pictures. Well, imagine what it would be like if who gets his way, and we don't have a weather center or hurricane center anymore. Imagine how surprising that would be. Mm-hmm. I've heard, for entertainment purposes only, that is listed in the Project 2025 that they talk about, that they want to do away with the Weather Center. Which makes no sense whatsoever. Unless, of course, you don't believe in climate change, then I suppose it makes total sense. If you don't believe in climate change, why would you care? Right? And if you don't hear about it every day, then ignorance is bliss and it's not a problem, right? Honestly, I don't get it. Anywho, on that note, before I say something that's going to get myself in trouble, I will say goodnight for the last and final time. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I truly appreciate you. And I will see you hopefully on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Until then, mwah, blessings. Night.